Hey guys, it's Milliepex, and I'm assuming if you clicked on this video, you want to know how you can deal upwards of 3,000 damage a shot with the Gatling Plasma. But with this ghoul crit build, I assure you, you can do just that. Don't believe me? Here's a clip of me and a couple other guys taking on INSANE with only Gatling Plasmas. By only using Blight Soup, we were able to take down INSANE as a team in less than 30 seconds. Which is huge. I mean, look at that endless crit. And then once we start targeting the body, you'll notice just how much damage we're able to do. Look, we're stacking over 3,000 with a critical hit, which is absolutely insane because this is a Gatling Plasma. This is not some insane melee weapon. This is something that you yourself can take down some of the toughest enemies in the game all by yourself with a relatively simple and easy to do build. So without further ado, let's hop into this absolute monstrosity of a build. So for your weapon, you're going to want a furious critical damage, less VATS action point cost Gatling Plasma. Now, since I'm running a set of Strangler Heart armor, I do run Vipers, but you can run Pinpointers. However, do keep in mind, they are going to be nerfing Pinpointers in the next major update. For your armor, the only one that really matters is having either Rejuvenators or the other legendary mod that's a 4-star that allows you to deal less VATS action point cost. Those are the only really important ones because this is actually my PvP armor set. So you actually don't really need any specific armor set for this. Moving on to the legendary perks, we're running Funky Duds. Now you can swap that out if you're running Union Power Armor, but the rest of these is all just going to be maxed out legendary specials. So actually, when the new update drops, we'll probably swap to Blood Sacrifice because that will allow us to deal health damage instead of AP costs in a future update. Now for the perks. Strong Back and Ordnance Express are just weight perks. You don't need them. Same thing with Arms Keeper, but they do help. They do massively help. Now the Heavy Gunner perks, you're probably going to want the Heavy Gunner perks just for that bonus damage. But again, you can sacrifice that if you don't have the perks. Concentrated Fire is a must. Grenader, if you're running nuke mines, which I love my nuke mines, that could be a must. Eye of the Hunter is a must. You should definitely have that because the Gatling Plasma is not very accurate. For Endurance, Starch Jeans is a must in every build. If you're not running it, you're doing something wrong. Glowing Gut is a must for ghouls because that really helps you stack your glow. Life Giver, I'd argue, is a must because you can just get really tanky with it. Now, not Ironclad. Ironclad is not a must, but it does help you get a little bit more damage and energy resistance with your power armor and armor. Chem Fiend is a must if you're running a full barrel meter build with chems. It just helps your chems last longer. Bullet Shield, I would also argue, is a must so you can get that reflective damage. Strange in Numbers and Tenderizer, both of these perks are a must. In Intelligence, Batteries includes a must. You're running 2 core weapons. First Aid is not necessarily needed. Stabilized is though. That 45% armor reduction is impeccable. Always run Stabilized in power armor with heavy guns. Demo Expert, if you're running nuke mines, is necessity. Science Monster is not. Action Ghoul's great for the AP regen. I love it. Action Boy, just stacking that AP regen, it's amazing. Try it. Gunslinger Expert is a must. Actually, most of these are. Gorilla Expert is a must, just for that onslaught stack. Same thing with Gorilla Master. Now, here's where we get weird. We run rank 1 of Gorilla for plus 10 damage to close enemies, and Gunslinger rank 2 for the weak spot damage. Class Freak 3 is a must in every build. Good with Assault 2 can be replaced out, but I don't recommend you not have it. Better Criticals 3 is a absolute necessity for this build. Ricochet is also a necessity because we're running 15 luck. Glowing Criticals, again, another massive necessity. You can deal so much crit damage. Faulty Spots, again, necessity. That is a massive weak spot damage bonus. And Curator is just quality of life perk. You don't actually need it. But that's the build. The big part is just having the resources to actually use this. Blight Soup is a great resource. It's very easy to get. If you need to know where that is, I'll be posting a video on that shortly. Now, just to show you guys how strong this is, we're gonna actually go over and I'm going to solo the snake. Well, it actually kind of has a tragic ending, but I am going to show you that it is most certainly possible. So basically, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna door glitch through this. I'm gonna speed up the rest of it after the power armor part, not to take up too much of your guys' time, but trust me on this, you're gonna wanna watch this part. So basically we just stack 2 power armors like this and we just run through them. There's other methods. This one I find to be the easiest. You just jetpack over to the tunnel and then you're free to run down the rest of the way and door glitch through any doors that get in your way. If you don't know how to door glitch, I will be making a video on that very shortly that you can find on my channel. So again, we just run through the rest of the raid like normal. We skip everything by going ahead and door glitching through it. It took me a couple tries here. These doors for me are difficult to get through. I don't know why, what it is. They're probably not any different. I'm just in my head about it. But once we get down here, we're just gonna head into our stash box and make sure that we got all of our bonuses and boosts going. So a big thing is making sure you have enough fusion cores, but a really good thing to have is going to be some slime cake if you're a ghoul, and definitely some canned coffee. Canned coffee is actually very helpful for this build. I recommend getting the coffee machine in your base just so that you can have that little bit of extra AP when you need it. So as far as our boosts go, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna pop a Big Guns bobblehead just for that extra 20% damage. And then we're gonna go down and we're gonna pop a Guns and Bullets 9. This is massive because it gives you an extra 100% critical damage bonus. We're gonna pop a Psycho Buff for the additional bonus and a Berry Mentats and a Blight Soup for that additional bonus. The Berry Mentats is just a little bit of a XP bonus. Popping a Dick Doll to get rid of the negatives. And then we're gonna go ahead and kill this snake. Or at least prove that it can be done, because trust me, there's a tragic ending. So when you're attacking the snake, make sure you're aiming for the eyes. The eyes are a massive part. And actually, I made a little bit of an oopsie during this build, because I forgot to equip my Funky Duds when coming into this fight. So I was severely underprepared. In fact, I didn't have a lot of toxic goo either. So I was just taking so much damage from the snake. And that just goes to show you how important the poison resistance is for this specific build, for running the raid at least. Because poison enemies can kill you even if you have 10 million ballistic damage resistance. It will kill you. So right about here is when I'm starting to get a little bit suspicious as to why I'm taking so much damage and having to pop so much goo. And I likely could have killed this guy a lot sooner if I had just had on my Funky Duds. However, that's not the case. So we just have to go back and forth and attack the tail, attack the terror. And I'm doing this completely alone right now. My ult account's completely dead. And I'm gonna try to at least swap back to my Funky Duds here soon, back when he goes down under. But it's just such a hard system on console. So I messed it up the first time, but that's fine, because we obviously have a chance to do it later. So we're just gonna keep popping our canned coffee, and we ran ourselves out of our toxic goo cake anyway. So that's really unfortunate. I wasted so many resources on this fight. And again, we had a tragic ending in the end. So it's unfortunate, but so anyway, he pops back up. I have my Funky Duds active now, so I can really start to put the hammer and nail down on him here. But the problem is, eventually, after fighting him for a little while longer, notice the tail smacked. This is where tragedy struck. So first my Gatling plasma broke, so I pop a repair kit, no big deal. And then I catapult myself straight into the acid. And he was so low. I was so mad afterwards. You have no idea. I wasted so much on that. And the worst part is I actually came back afterwards to try to get another footage segment for you guys to show you guys that it could be done, and my game fucking crashed. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. I really appreciate you guys making it this far. If you could like and subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. Have a good one.